Okay, here's my Myosauna Lux that unfortunately I made the mistake of purchasing. They did some very, very good advertising on the internet, and I kind of fell for it. So I just want to talk to people about what it's really like. I'm not an influencer. How many influencers have a dead Christmas tree in their front garden? Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about the problems with it. So I was very excited about getting this. It's not a cheap purchase. I do love a sauna, and the advertising was great for it. But anyway, here's it built. I'll quickly show you inside, and then I'll talk you through some of the issues I had with it. So here's the inside. I've got the bench down in a minute. But yeah, so the first issue I had with it was that when it arrived, some of the parts didn't match what were on the instructions. That's fair enough, that happens. So I let that pass. A few bits were dented as well. Again, these things happen when they are delivered. And some of the roofing was missing. So in their defense, the customer support was very good, and they sent out new parts straight away. So they arrived about a week later. So one of the first problems I saw was that these staves around the outside, you have to bury the screws in quite deep. And even when they're buried in quite deep like that, they really only reach maybe a few millimeters into these side walls in the floor, which was a bit worrying, because if you're going to put your weight on the wall and lean on it, maybe you're not meant to do that, but I certainly lean against things when I sit down. That didn't feel like it was going to hold up too much. As you can see, this has been outside for 2 months, and this has all come loose already. I ordered it back in February, hoping to get it ready for my birthday in April. Sorry, dog's barking a lot. It didn't come after the 6 weeks promised. I emailed them at that point and said, asked where it was, and they said, oh, it's just finally being arranged for delivery. And I got it about 2 weeks later. So, as you can also see from the side here, this has been outside for less than 2 months. And the state of the wood here, like the varnish was very, very loosely put on, not much at all. You can see on some of the upper ones, the varnish is alright, but really on these lower ones, it's really come away. I don't know what it's like on the other side. As you can see, brand new, it looks alright, but that really wouldn't hold up very long. So I would expect varnish to hold up for a couple of years before needing to do anything with it, but that would have needed sand in this winter for the first time use. Let's see, another issue. These screws didn't actually fit right through the door handle to squeeze it. That was a bit of an issue. Let's see what else. So the promised, let me zoom out a bit. The promised heat up time was 15 minutes. I'd genuinely say it's more like 45. That's not bad. I mean, that's the same as everything else. In fact, during some of the heat waves we've had, I had a wireless thermometer in here, and it was going off at 65 degrees, I think. So it does get very hot. I mean, essentially in the sun, you're sat in a greenhouse. So if you're building these for yourself, I would recommend pushing these down as far as you can and having more gaps in the roof, because when I sat here, you would feel cold air streaming in through the walls. I know you're supposed to have a little bit of flow of air through when you're sitting in there, but it was really quite extreme at times, and obviously it would have been a lot warmer and heated up quicker and be cheaper to run if the heat was only coming through, the air was only coming through the vent below the door. Woo-hoo! and through any gaps around the door as it's supposed to be. It's a very comfortable little spot when it is built, so no complaints there. The size is quite nice. The thing that finally did it for me was that this heater, after the first time I used it, tripped the electricity, but many hours later. The second time, the electricity tripped pretty much straight away after finishing using it. By the third and fourth time, the electricity would trip once during the sauna session, and by the fifth time, actually, it just tripped out constantly. So there's obviously some sort of major malfunction with this heater. Had a bit of back and forth with their customer support, who are very friendly. They do get back to you within a couple of days. But they try to argue about the 60-day return policy, which does break UK consumer law. Thankfully, my legal friend, Mr. Claude, was able to help me negotiate this, and it's going back. But in general, I wouldn't recommend buying this. Oh, some other bits. Let me think. I'll sneak around the back. This electrical box, I can't see this now because it's got the cover on, but was very shoddily done. I don't know if you can see that now, but the inside of there, the circuit board is mounted on a squiff. It just shows like really bad, cheap workmanship. In fact, you can see it on the back here, that this varnish looks alright, but where it hasn't been in the sun whatsoever. But yeah, on the where it has been exposed to the sun, it's really gone away quickly. Another quick one, if you pop onto AliExpress or something like that, you can find this exact sauna with maybe slightly different decals on the door and a slightly different door handle for about £1,000 cheaper. So if you really want to risk it, I would go with that instead. Yeah, wasn't too happy with this. You only see influencers saying very nice things about the sauna, but I would not recommend. If you want to ask me any questions, I'm happy to answer them in the comments. But that is the Myosauna Lux, going back tomorrow. Thank you.